Okay guys, here we are in Toronto, going to visit the Roland Inspiration Centre. So I'm going to open the door here, and
Hey.
there's Dustin.
How you doing?
How are you, Dustin?
Good. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is our center. This is our space in downtown Toronto in beautiful Liberty Village.
Okay.
We're actually in a building, it's called the Carpet Factory because it was originally a carpet factory. So you can see a lot of it's actually a heritage building. So we're really happy to be in this space, and it's got a nice vibe.
Totally.
It's a good location, especially for events.
So this is sort of the gear setup area here. We have all the products.
Absolutely, yeah. So we kind of have the whole space set up into two different areas. So back here, people working away. So this is where we do, the boring stuff. This is where we do the sales and all that kind of stuff like that. You know, the everyday kind of work. And then in the front, this is kind of our playroom, where we have a bunch of our gear set up where people can come in any day, Monday to Friday, between 1 o'clock and 4:30. Totally public space. If you ever want to set up an appointment, you can just reach out to us if there's questions you have about any kind of gear. But yeah, we keep this open for people to come test out gear. We've always put new gear here as soon as it's released. But we also do events in the space too. So we like to keep the space open for different kind of community groups to come in, and obviously always music related. But we're really open to different kinds of programming. So some of it's educational, some of it is more just like, oh hey, we have a synth jam. We're looking for a new space to do it. Maybe we can partner, stuff like that. We do a monthly event called Drone Club, which is really fun. So it's literally people bringing in a lot of homebrew synths, some really kind of crazy stuff, or you can come grab an instrument from here. We'll give you, even a small synth and a reverb pedal, and then it's a 2-hour drone jam. So the only thing decided is what root note we're playing on, and then we keep going.
Perfect.
But as you can see, we got it kind of set up in terms of different product categories. Got all our BOSS pedals over here, some percussion stuff. So I mean, even synth players love guitar pedals, of course. Right?
Totally.
So that's the type of thing you could do here. Hey, I was curious what a SH01A sounds like through a PH3 and then into a CE2. And we can do all that kind of stuff here. So we're just here to kind of play around. A lot of our home pianos are here too, because that's a large part of Roland's output these days is digital pianos, of course. Things like our entire boutique line, we try to keep at least one of everything that we release, because as a lot of you guys probably know, we've discontinued many of these along the way.
Okay.
Sometimes we do fun kind of stuff like this. You can see here, this custom TB03 was for Venetian snares, and we had to make ourselves one as well. So this is our kitty, our cats on synths in space.
yeah, that's awesome.
So so these are all here to test, and even if some of them are discontinued, we still want to keep them as a bit of a just a collection of the line.
Right.
One fun thing is the Go Mixer. We always keep a Go Mixer or Go Mixer Pro around here, because if people come in and they're having a jam or they have an idea, you can just plug your phone in. Anything right into your phone, and you can record.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so we've got all the boutiques. Most of the keyboard synths we try to keep in here. The System-8 is over here. We'll see that in a sec. TR-8S, VT4. These are newer pieces from the past year. And
multicolored faders now?
Yeah, if you see these
knobs.
are kind of like some promotional knobs and faders that we've had that fit perfectly on our stuff. So every once in a while we'll spruce some stuff up a little bit.
Right on.
Yeah.
TR-8S here.
Yeah, we always, and just in case we're a bit busy, we have we have this iPad set up with a bunch of info on different products.
Okay. Awesome. What do we got here? This is
Juno. This is one of our best-selling keyboards by far. Obviously named after the classic Juno series. So this is our most accessible kind of synthesizer product in terms of the general public. So you want to get in, you want a lot of really great sounds, good keyboard, and something that doesn't weigh 50 pounds. Juno's easy. So you might not see these as much in the kind of boutique synth world, and when you think of the Roland Boutiques and the TR-8S, all the Aira line and everything like that, this falls a little bit more into the key player thing. This is the gigging piano players.
Right.
Synth library.
The working musician.
Exactly. And then here we have a nice setup. I really like this. System-8, which most of you are probably familiar with, it's currently our flagship poly synth, which houses Jupiter 8, Juno 106, JX3P plugouts, and then also it's got a pretty deep native engine, which we added FM synthesis to, which I believe we covered in another video. And then we've got all of our the original modular stuff here. The new stuff isn't installed in this yet because I haven't figured out how to kind of make this case work with more, but it's nice because the System-8 has CV and gate out, right? So you can get some really interesting kind of patches going on with the poly, controlling the modular. So ideas, you know, we got this all set up for people to play with. 404, of course. I mean, it's classic.
Yeah.
You know, the 404SX, a little bit of update to the 404A. It's pretty much the same thing. And then we do have some vintage stuff. Now, this is something we'd like to expand on more. This is really interesting. This System 100M was Oscar Peterson's, actually.
Wow.
And for a lot of folks don't really know, but Oscar Peterson was a huge friend of Mr. Kakahashi, our founder. And he was big into synthesis. You can actually find some YouTube videos interviewing him, and he's got a bunch of System 100Ms. He's got a synclavier, you know, so like some pretty deep stuff towards the end of his career, at the end of his life. And those of you who are more intimately familiar with the System 100M configurations will see that this one is actually really geared towards a keyboard player. So you've got two full voices, as opposed to the single oscillators, and then you've got 4 envelopes, so and then a mixer, right? So
Right.
less kind of open in terms of creativity of modular patching, but way more accessible to a keyboard player. So you've got your envelopes and you've got your full voice setups. So it's a lot easier to do that. Of course, if you were back then, a lot of people would be using these with gear like this, right?
That's right.
MSQs. And Oscar was big into tech. So.
When did you acquire this?
This was before I started with Roland, but I know that we got a lot of stuff from the estate. I think we're pretty much housing it right now. I don't think it lives anywhere permanently, but
okay.
I mean, this is a good place for it to at least be on display.
Absolutely.
People can test it. It's all working. Now, I probably have to go in and actually calibrate the oscillators a little bit, but the thing does work completely. So I've cleaned it up.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we got more stuff. We would like to kind of build a bit of a museum here and have more vintage stuff around. And then we've got, of course, the JD-XA
Crossover synth.
Which is extremely powerful crossover 4-voice multi-timbral analog or 4-voice poly, and then massive polyphony of digital.
128 voices.
Yeah, exactly. And you can route stuff. So you can route digital oscillators through the analog filter. So it goes very, very deep. This one here. So we're going to hold on to this for sure.
For sure, yeah, totally.
Yeah,
And that's like an extension of the sort of JD-800 in the modern day. Is that?
It's kind of like that. Yeah, exactly. And the naming. We always try to kind of keep certain flavors and certain concepts alive through different lines. So yes, this is the JD line, absolutely. And we've got some of the DJ stuff here. This is a bit of a newer thing for Roland in the past couple of years, 2-3 years or so. So this is DJ-808, which is our flagship. What's so fun about it is that you're able to run your own drums and stuff. So you can actually see most DJ controllers, you wouldn't see a step sequencer.
Oh yeah, okay.
Right? So it's got a full TR style step sequencer. This one's got 4 channels. Okay. If I just press play on the sequencer, I've got this kind of dirty 909 thing going on. But you can tell that you can actually get in there, and if I wanted to change that to an 808, that's a 909 low tom. I'm using it as a kick. Why not?
Yeah.
Because I can pitch that up.
Oh yeah.
There's a tom.
Sweet.
But it's kind of got this like lo-fi house kind of vibe to it, right?
Yeah.
But it's a full-on, it's ACB, right? So analog circuit behavior. Not to get too deep into it, but that's a lot of you probably know from our Aira line, from the boutiques. That's the sounds that are in here. So they're not just samples that we're working with. So when you pull up for example, a 909 bass drum, and I tune it, you can hear that's a pitch envelope. That's not a sample being tuned.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So it's behaving like a 909. But what's really fun is that you can sync this with your DJ tracks, right? So, and not only that, all of our DJ controllers, which is really fun, they have MIDI out. So this one gets pretty involved, but you actually see that we've got a MIDI output.
Okay.
Oops, I unplugged it, but so we've got a MIDI out from there, and what that means is that you can pull MIDI clock from the actual tracks.
No way.
Yeah.
Ah, sick.
It's quite incredible actually, and I lost my power cable. This fell right down. But so for live PA kind of stuff, like it's kind of a crossover. Some DJs want to get into more live kind of stuff. They can do that with the drum machine on board. But if you got even just a boutique, like say I run a SH01 or something like that, I can grab a MIDI clock from my track, and that means that when I'm changing the tempo like I would be on a deck,
right?
MIDI clock slowing down too, so you can actually have these like hybrid kind of performances where you're running drums from here, you've got external synths hooked up.
Oh yeah.
So it's both for the DJ who wants to get a little bit more live, but also producers who are like, I want to start DJing, but I like to play.
Yeah, a lot of flex.
I don't want to just press play.
Yeah, exactly. Tons of flexibility with this.
Exactly, yeah. And then that even extends to our smaller guys. So I got the DJ-202 over there.
Okay.
Now it's got built-in sounds, but it also has MIDI out. And for me, the price of this, what is it, $3.99 Canadian? Like just to be able to DJ and get MIDI clock out, that's really fun. Like I would pay, a few $100 just for a box that did that really well.
No kidding, eh?
Yeah.
What's this device here?
This is the AE-10. It's an Aerophone.
Okay.
So it's a digital wind instrument.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a digital wind instrument that it has. What sets it apart from a lot of others is that it has actual saxophone fingering. Okay. So there's been a tradition of digital wind instruments or analog, synthesizer wind instruments in the past, but this one's a lot more accessible to the sax player and the sax student. So it uses supernatural synthesis, which is what's at the core of a lot of our high-end keyboard synthesizers and stage pianos. So the sounds are extremely dynamic, and they're being made in real time. So it's not like PCM samples or anything.
Right.
So we've got even a smaller version of this, the AE-05, which is again more. It's great for students and stuff like that. But you don't, it's not a familiar sight for most synthesizer users. It's not a familiar sight for most saxophone players even. But we've been very warmly welcomed into a lot of sax players' setups.
That's so cool. And this can interface with other gear?
It can interface with other gear. It has a MIDI output too, right?
Really?
So if you wanted to just, blow it and that's breath control and everything for dynamics and all of that, right? So it's quite incredible the amount to which I wish I could demo it properly for you, but not being a horn player, I won't do it.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, and moving on, and really just a reminder, this is just kind of what we have here right now. We're always kind of moving stuff around. And you can see we do some of our pro audio stuff, right? So M5000 mixing console. Obviously, we make a lot of video switching, and extremely powerful. To really big like install style stuff, and then more accessible things like you need a video switcher just for your DJ set, very simple, or even like a conference room, and then live streaming. Now this is really cool, the VR1 HD. So you can have multiple inputs, camera switching, and effects. It even has beat effects.
Really?
Right. So say you're doing a live PA kind of setup. It'll be detecting beats and changing cameras based on the tempo.
No way.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
And and you can stream. That's a really important thing. You don't have to really rely on anything else. Plug it in, and you're good to go for streaming.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, really fun. This is a combo organ. We usually have at least a couple combo organs in our line, and it's just really great value for the basic synth sounds, but like really involved organ modeling and pianos and electric pianos and all that.
Yeah. And then I see over here is a couple of amps.
Yeah, of course, BOSS. A little bit more on the BOSS line. We've got the acoustic, the ACS stuff. We've got the Blues Cube, Nextones, and of course, again, synth players. Why not play with amplifiers too? And this stuff's really neat what's happening. And myself being the synth guy, I can't speak too deeply to the guitar products, but stuff like this is really neat because it's true like class AB analog circuits in here, but they are kind of built to model different tube circuits. So it's really neat. So I could say I want a 6L6 or I want an EL84. So anyone who knows about amps knows there's quite a bit of difference. So you're actually physically changing the analog power amp.
Really?
There. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really neat. So taking it to the next level, and then this is our classic Blues Cube. That's the larger version.
Yeah. Amazing. You got little tubes here.
Yeah, and those are little tone capsules. So, if you wanted to use a different kind of sound with your Blues Cube, we work with different artists. So you can see we've got like Robin Ford and Eric Johnson. These are actually kind of update. No, not necessarily like an update, but they're like a different settings, and you just pop them in. Yeah.
That's so cool. I've never heard of something like that. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
And then out of here we don't sell gear, but we do sell. I'll show you some of our T-shirts, and we sell accessories, and we sell T-shirts. Oh, wait, how could I?
Oh, the Keytar.
I skipped the Keytar. Yes, of course. Over here. This is the Axe Edge.
Oh man, look at this.
Too cool. So that's our flagship Keytar synthesizer. So this is a full synth. It's a full-on polyphonic synthesizer, which actually has a brand new synth engine in it.
Really?
So you might not expect that from a Keytar, but when you look around the room here, this has the most up-to-date, newest synth engine built into it.
Is it an extension of Supernatural, or is it something completely different?
Kind of new.
Or
It's
ACB,
called
or
Synth EX.
Synth EX.
And it is, in essence, a virtual analog and PCM based engine. But the interface of the Keytar is not the first one that you would expect to have that engine, but it's in there.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have an editor if you want to dig deep and create your own sounds, you can get in that way.
How many voices by chance? Do you know?
How many voices on this? I don't know. I haven't run out of polyphony so far on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to
that's
know.
all I'll say.
Awesome.
But it is a Keytar, right? So I'm not really, I'm not on there all the time. But I mean, this has been really, really accepted widely, and it's the one on the market right now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some Keytars out there. Most of them are controllers.
Right.
This, of course, is a wireless MIDI Bluetooth built right in, and it runs off of. You can run it off rechargeable batteries. And if you wanted to be wireless with audio, I think most people know that Bluetooth audio isn't at a point yet where it can be performance ready. It's fine for streaming music.
Yeah.
Bluetooth MIDI, however, is quick enough. But if you wanted Bluetooth audio or you wanted wireless audio, then BOSS has some really awesome things. The WL20L, it's just a little two pieces. They look almost the same. One goes into the amp, one goes into your instrument, and you've got a massive range on it. So you can get fully wireless with that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And then
Sorry, I was going to show you some accessories.
Accessories in the corner there, and
so of course over here, we recently really got heavy into the accessory game, and we make specific accessories for our different lines. So if you got a Roland Boutique, we've got these simple boutique bags.
okay. That's great.
Very straightforward, form-fitted, and they're not an arm and a leg. You're paying only about $25 or so. I sold out of the ones that, unfortunately, that I would have loved to show you, but we have. I don't know if you remember the bags that like the 606 shipped in, the little silver
Right.
ones.
Yes.
We've got kind of it's not the exact same, but it's similar to that. So
Okay.
like the orange roll.
Similar styling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are really great. Of course, DJ controllers, keyboard bags, we do all this. And BOSS and Roland have some really awesome accessories. So we sell these out of here, but these, of course, can be found at any of your Roland and BOSS dealers.
Right. Right.
There's really, really high quality cabling. And for the guitar players out there, I think we might have sold them. Yeah, we've got like solderless cable kits and stuff like that have really taken off, and yeah, just premium quality stuff. And then the T-shirts, which are great. These also are available through Roland dealers, but look at that. Who doesn't want a Metal Zone T-shirt?
Awesome, man. Yeah.
We got Metal Zones. We got all the classic guitar pedals. SDs. The SD1s, but then you get into the synth stuff. I'm wearing one of the Jupiter shirts right now.
Oh my God.
Jupiter 8 shirt.
Yeah, buddy.
But then you want to get a little more straight up and classic. We got the JX3P, Juno-DS.
Huh.
Let's see. Oh, maybe we're out. Jupiter 8. Yeah.
I might have to get that.
Yeah, we got you on that. And then I think that's. Then this is a fun one too. You might have seen this one around. I love that, the 808 one.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So also we have a 909 and a 303 one that we're out of right now.
Okay. Oh, this is amazing. Can they buy this anywhere else or online?
Most Roland dealers have these or are able to sell them. Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't sell this stuff online. This is kind of like when you come visit us, you can pick it up. And,
Okay.
But yeah, most every Roland dealer in Canada is able to order you a T-shirt. So
Excellent.
yeah.
What kind of upcoming events are happening?
Well, just tomorrow, May 25th, Saturday evening, we have a concert for International Drone Day. So we've got some local artists coming into play. Last year we did an outdoor event for it. It was really fun because we got a cool courtyard out here. that got a little crazy, droning very loud on a large system out into the courtyard for a whole afternoon. It was kind of cool. So we do that. As I mentioned, the same guys who are doing that do Drone Club once a month here.
Right.
We do a songwriter circle about once every month or two, which is just what it sounds like. It's kind of like, we usually get anywhere between 15, 20 people. It's not a large space. For the more interactive events, we get up to 30 plus 40 people for Drone Club sometimes. Sometimes a lot of people playing, some people just listening. Some people want to grab a beanbag chair and just chill out and listen to the drone. But the songwriter circle is more like, it's an interactive, a lot of acoustic guitars and piano players will come in, and you'll play your tune, and everyone gives feedback. And usually we've got a kind of key person there, like a artist or a better known kind of songwriter there to kind of curate and give their feedback. What else? This was a piano event, specifically jazz piano. So we really got a pretty wide reach of events that we do.
Is there also a Toronto Synth Festival by chance or anything like that?
There is. There's a couple. There's a really great thing that's been growing over the past couple of years called the Toronto Sound Festival.
Okay.
And we've been involved with that, I think, every year since its inception. And it's kind of a mini you'll get small modular distributors and manufacturers coming out there. Of course, Roland's there in full force. You'll get other larger synth manufacturers there, and it's usually a really comprehensive programming. We couldn't do it in here. Usually in a larger space involving multiple rooms with workshops, which is something that I'm really passionate about for synthesizers, is the workshop and education aspect. Workshops, and then evening concerts, which they bring in large artists often. And it's the Toronto Sound Festival, and that's usually in November.
Okay.
November.
Okay.
There's a synth expo and pedal expo that's been kind of moving around and making a lot of noise. It's just going to be called the Toronto Synth Expo this year. And I don't know, I think that might also be around November, but I'm not sure. I'm going down to the Brooklyn one in 2 weeks to work for Roland down there, so that's really neat. That's with the Delhi magazine, and that's a big one too. And then, I've also got to do a shout out to a local group called Frequency Freaks, which is, I think, a once a month Saturday afternoon. Tends to be mostly modular. It's kind of a hangout. I think they're still doing it at what's the name? Array Space. It's a really great concert space here. So that's bring your modular, do a performance, talk about stuff, meet people. Because as much as the synth and modular community has kind of blown up in the past couple of years, it's still pretty tight knit in terms of the people and the personalities.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. No, that's great to see this. You guys have done quite a job here. It's quite a showcase, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's open. This is for people. This is for people to come in and play. And if I'm not in the office or someone else isn't in the office, you can always just shoot an email, come in here and get in touch with us. And please check out the Roland Inspiration Centre Facebook page.
Okay.
And join onto there, and you can message us directly and say, hey, I'm interested. Have you ever done an event like this? And we're always open to.
Perfect. And these centers are currently in Toronto and Vancouver?
That's correct, So we've got one in Vancouver, one in Toronto, and that's it for now, but I think you might be seeing more around the world at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. All right, Dustin. Well, thank you so much for this little tour of the Roland Inspiration Centre in Toronto.
That's right. Village.
Yeah, there it is on King Street. So, guys, that'll wrap up this tour. So, thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.